Racist professor tells white men to quit or be demoted. A University of Hawaii assistant math professor who holds a PhD degree in mathematics from Princeton University has a new racist equation she wants to promote. White plus man plus job equals her order for white males to quit or get demoted. Piper Heron wrote on her blog for the American Mathematical Society, titling her piece, "Get Out of the Way." Heron began her demand, "Not to alarm you, but I probably want you to quit your job or at least take a demotion. Statistically speaking, you are probably taking up room that should go to someone else. If you are a white cis man, meaning you identify as male and you were assigned male at birth, you almost certainly should resign from your position of power." You know when they accuse you of being something and then have to give you a definition for it, that you know you're a real monster. If that didn't suffice, there was more. Get off your hiring committee, your curriculum committee, and make sure you're replaced by a woman of color or trans person. Remember that you live in a world where people don't succeed in a vacuum. Most success happens on the backs of others who did not consent. You have no idea how successful you would have been if you were still you, but with an additional marginalization, in parentheses, not white or not male or not cisgender or with a disability, etc. After some endless ranting about the needs of non-traditional families, Heron paused for a moment to snarl, "Ask yourself who benefits when your sexist society views traditional marriage as sacred. Ask yourself how we talk about marriage and divorce if women were allowed to be. I'm convinced that mixed in with the homophobia that propelled conservatives to suddenly want government all up in their personal lives was misogyny that said, it just isn't marriage. If you don't have one man ruling and one woman being ruled," well, that classic translation of the haves versus the have-nots into the oppressor, into the oppressed. Then the advice for universities. What can universities do? Well, that's easier. Stop hiring white cis men except as needed to get/retain people who are not white cis men until the problem goes away. If you think this is a bad or unserious idea, your sexism/racism/transphobia is showing. When the applications come in, remember society makes dominant applicants look better than they are. Society makes marginalized applicants look worse than they are. There is no objectivity. There is no meritocracy. That's right, people can't be judged on the merits of their character. That's insane. Heron concluded, "I know you're not going to quit your job, but I want you to understand that you should. And to understand that by keeping your job and your other unearned privileges, like your job that you had to fucking earn, by the way, you are running a continued debt to marginalized people and you should always be seeking ways to pay us back. Not to alarm you, but statistically speaking, you are a problem. You are the problem, in fact," it says. Your very presence. I can tell what is the best strategy for you to stop blocking my path. I can just ask that you please get out of the way. On About the Editor's page, Heron's bio states that she tried really hard to play by the rules of society and academia, but she failed, let alone the fact that she has a PhD. In mathematics, no less. Not only did she fail, but she was miserable and found that playing by the rules didn't keep her safe. She dedicates her work to everyone who dabbles in misery, trying to find their way in systems that don't support them, and anyone trying to tear it all down. Aside from being an absolutely huge racist, this woman is the poster child for modern Marxist theory, this critical theory embodiment. Now, as you have no doubt noticed in what she was saying, everything is about normal people being the oppressors of society, and people who are a little different are all oppressed by the rules and social norms. That's just insanity. And yeah, history was kind of crazy. For thousands and thousands of years, human beings were tribal beings. You can't really blame anybody for the way nature is. And there is no such thing, as far as I'm concerned, of, well, this person was in the right, this person was in the wrong, because we never really have both sides of every story. So the idea of saying, well, these people were evil because they had slaves, but these people halfway around the world weren't evil because they had slaves, and then judging their ancestors, not even the ancestors, their descendants, on the fact that their ancestors had slaves, which was perfectly fine back then, is ridiculous. It's sort of like that comment someone made on the Rockstar forums that I posted about the other day. This person was saying, how can you have Russians as a main character in a video game for Grand Theft Auto 4? Well, 10 years ago, the whole Russia thing wasn't a problem, and to go back and reevaluate art that was made 10 years ago and say, what the fuck, why is there a Russian here? And that's insane. That happened 10 years ago. What the fuck is your problem? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this with another mildly funny clip. I found this browsing the internet earlier, and you guys might like it. So you all have a nice night, and let me know what you think in the comment section.
As soon as you see me move, everything you got in there, you push it out.
Well, can we do it?
We can do it.
Hold on. Let's go. Sure.
You ready? Yes, come here. You stand here, and Magnus and Rebecca, you prepare her.
Okay, you ready to join us in the circle?